Good day to all. I am Dr. Natar Kannan, Professor in the Department of CSC in Bharati Institute of Higher Education and Research in Chennai. In previous lecture, we discussed about what is meant by IoT and the characteristics of the IoT. And also we discussed about the different levels of IoT. Today, we are going to discuss about the IoT architecture. So first of all, we should know about in IoT architectures. We have in the 6 layers it's supporting for the IoT. So we have in the different kind of layer, device layer, and network layer, and the application support layer, and the application layer, then management layer, and having the security layer. So for each and every layers, it supports the different functions. And also it having the different functionalities, responsibilities. So first of all, we have in the device layer. In device layer, having the device capabilities and the gateway capabilities. So what is maybe device capabilities and the gateway capabilities that we're going to discuss in the next slide. And in the network layer, we have in the network capabilities and the transport capabilities, which is we shortly called as an NC and the TC. In application support layer, we have in the generic support capabilities, specific support capabilities. In application layer, we have in the IoT applications as well. In taking of the management layer, we have in the generic management capabilities and the specific management capabilities. In the security layers, we have in the generic security capabilities and the specific security capabilities. So these are the basic layers well presented in the IoT architectures. So each and every layer will support the different functionalities as well. So that is the things we are going to be discussing now. So first of all, we are going to see about the lowest layer, which is the device layer. So in the device layer, we have in the device capability. So what is the use of the device capability? It performs the sensing the data. So for example, if you are using the any kind of sensor, moisture sensor or temperature sensor, or maybe the loading sensor, maybe noise sensor. So this kind of sensor, it will be read the data. And once if you have read the data, it will perform the actuatings, okay? Or it may be perform the processing. Maybe having the slipping and working of the ad hoc networking. So we all know about the ad hoc network. So without infrastructures, we can be able to transfer the data between one network to the another network. Okay? And also we can be through the ad hoc networking, we can be communicate the nearest devices as maybe directly or maybe the indirectly with the upper layer. So the upper layer is the network layer. So in the device layers, then another functionality responsibility is the gateway capabilities. So what is the use of the gateway capabilities? It supports the multiple interface supports of as well. And also mainly used for the protocol conversions. So we have been using the different kind of protocols are available in the IoT. So if you want to design any IoT applications, so the protocol has to be supported. So that different kind of protocols we're going to be discussing in the next slides. So we have the different protocols like starting from the Bluetooth protocol, maybe the ZigBee. Then we go in the IEEE 802.1 protocols. So there are different protocols it will be supporting for in the IoT in the device layer. So the device layer is the lowest layer. It's supporting the functionality or the responsibility for the device layer. It supports in the multiple interface supports as well the protocol conversions others, and some of the application of logic and execution environment. So we want to execute some programs as well. Like when you're developing the IoT applications using the Python, So that environment also will be executing. Okay, so this is what we call as a gateway capabilities. Then we go for the next layer, it is the network layer. So in that network layer, we have in the functionalities as well. We have in the network capabilities and the transport capabilities. So what about the network capabilities means is it is supporting the network connectivities. Okay, so whether the connectivity is maybe they're using the connectivity, Wi-Fi connectivity, or maybe the satellite communication results. And also from the mobility management, we can be transferring data from source to the destination results. While we are transferring the data, we can do the authentications as well as the authorizations and the accounting information. So this will be taken care of the network capabilities. So the network capabilities having the functionality responsibility is the network connectivity, mobility management, and the authentications and the authorizations as is the accounting. So in another capabilities in the network layer, we have the transport capabilities. So what is the use of the transport capabilities means is this, it will be service for the data that it will be transferred the services for the data as well as the control the information as well. So we need to be control the data also. That is a very thing important in the IoT. So let's say, for example, a sensor wants to read the data. So the data need to be stored maybe either in the locally or maybe stored in the cloud. Okay. So how the happening the services as the data transiting from one end to the another end due to this kind of transport capabilities as well. So the transport services for data as well as to control the information about the data. Okay. Then the next layer, which has been support for the IoT levels, we have in the applications support layer. So in that applications support layer, we have in the different capabilities or maybe the different functionalities that can be support for the application support layer. So the first thing is the generic support capabilities as well. So what is the use of the generic support capabilities as well? So it is supported for the data processing. Okay, so we need to be analyze the data. So let's say, for example, so if you want to know about the current room temperatures as well. Okay, so using the sensor, it will be reads the data. Then we have to be processing the data. We have to use this set of tools to process the data. That is what we call as the data processing. Once if you are processing the data, we can be store the data in the local systems. So the local system is our own system. Maybe you can use the local servers, or maybe it can be stored through the cloud. Because the way we are using the cloud means we can extract the data anywhere, anytime. So okay, so it may be when I maybe if I'm in the remote places, I want to, I couldn't carry out all the my laptop, all the things. So in this case, how I can going to access my data? So the one of the techniques is this, that cloud will be suitable, or cloud will be supporting for this kind of technologies for to storing the data. So this is the what we call as that generic support capabilities is supporting for the applications support layer. Then in application support layer, one more capabilities or one more functionalities is this. We have in the specific support capabilities as well. So it supports it provides the different functions as well. Maybe for the let's say, for example, different functions for the different IoT applications as well. That is called as an specific support capabilities as well. Then another kind of layer will be the application layer, which is the topmost layer in the IoT architectures. So this is the lowest level layer, which is we call as a device layer in the IoT architecture. So this all looks like our ISO OSI reference model, because if we take up the network messages, we need to follow the ISO OSI reference model. We have in the physical layer, data link layer, transport, network, presentation session, application layer. So same thing like that here also, in the IoT also, we have the lowest level layer is the device layer. Okay, so the device layer means the device can be connected. After once, if you are connecting the devices, then we can make the network. That's a network capabilities as is the transport capabilities. So then we have to pass the informations to the application support layer, which is having the generic support capabilities and the specific support capabilities. Okay. So then the most important layer, the uppermost layer in the IoT architecture is the application layer. So that application layer means us as a users. Okay, here the user only execute the applications as a. Okay, so for example, how the user can execute the applications because the application can be developed by the IoT developer. So who is they have good programming in the Python and they have the storing the data in the cloud. Okay, so this having the IoT applications written by the IoT developer and executed by the user. For example, one of the example is the we want to switch on the light. Okay, so when I'm here, if I'm in the remote places as well. Okay, so the IoT developer has developed the applications as in terms of the programming and also in terms of storing data in the cloud, and they develop the user interface. They develop the user interfaces for the to access the applications. Let's say I want to switch on the light by using my mobile phone. So for in these cases, they develop the user interfaces, which means the user can interact with the system very easily. That is the main job for the IoT developer. So the IoT applications are written by the IoT developer and executed by the users. So that will be happening in the application layer. Okay, so the first layer is the device layer. The most lowest layer in the IoT application is the device layer. Then we go for the network layer, which means the data, once if the sensor reads the data, then we have to pass the data to the network. Okay, with the using of different connectivity, we have in the network capabilities and the transport capabilities. Then we have to pass for the application support layers, which is having the generic support capabilities and the specific support capabilities. And the uppermost layer will be the application layer. So here is the most important layer in the IoT architecture. So for example, the IoT developer can write the any IoT applications so that applications can be executed by the users. Okay. So then the next layer will be the management layer. So we having the generic management. So in that management layer, we having the different functionalities as or the management layer supports the different responsibilities or different functionalities as. So the first functionalities is having the generic management capabilities. Okay, generic management capabilities. So what is meant by the generic management capabilities means so the device management, such as the we are connecting any kind of sensor, that device has to be activated. The device has to be activated, and also we need to be deactivations as well. And also we need to be anything we need to upgrade on the software. Okay, and also here we can use the different network topologies we can be used. And also we have the congestion management. So these the functions these are the specific functions can be done in the generic management capabilities as well. That's the things that will happen in the management layer. So the management layer supports for the management in the all the functions as well. Okay. So what are the functions as well? We having the activation of the devices as well as the deactivation of the devices as well as the firmware as well as the software upgrade, or it may be the network topologies and the congestion management. Okay, so in that management layer, one more capabilities or one more the functionalities having the specific management capabilities as well. So what does it mean by specific management capabilities means? It is coupled with the application specific requirements. So what are the requirements we need by the user? So that has to be need to be coupled with the application specific requirements of this. Then the next layer will be the security layers. So you can see the security layer is here. So in that security layer, we have the different functionalities. There will be two different functionalities. One is the generic security capabilities as well. So most important that we develop the IoT application, but what about the in terms of security, whether the IoT applications are more securable or not? Okay, anybody they can ask the raising the questions as well. Of course, the IoT applications are more, we are providing more security to the IoT applications as well. Okay, so how we can provide the security? So in terms of the authorizations, are also in terms of the authentications, are also in terms of the data confidentiality, and also in terms of the integrity protections, also in terms of the privacy protections as well. So these all functions are responsibility taken by the generic security capabilities. So this will happen in the security layer. And one more capabilities in the security layer, we have in the specific security capabilities, which has the coupled with the application specific requirements. So these are the overall architectures of the IoT. So we have in the different layers, as the starts from the device layer, then the network layer, another having the application support layer, then another having the application layer, then we have in the security layer, and having the management layer. Each and every layer has the different capabilities. So which is having the device capabilities and the gateway capabilities. In the network layer, having the network capabilities and the transport capabilities. And the application support layer, we have the generic support capabilities and the specific support capabilities. Then also having the application layer, we have in the IoT applications. In the management layer, we have in the generic security capabilities as well, which is the specific management capabilities as well as generic management capabilities. In security layer, we have in the generic security capabilities as well as the specific security capabilities as well. So these are the some introductions part of the IoT architecture as well. Okay. So then next thing is most important is the machine to machines as well. Okay. So first of all, we should know what is the machine to machine. Let's say, for example, we can say that the computer network. What's the computer network means? So the computer can connect to the another computer. So then we used to say that it's a computer network. For why we are using the computer network means for the network share, for the resource sharing, and for your resource the sharing the memories. Okay, so these are things we call as a computer network. And what is meant with the machine to machine network? That's an we are connecting the machines as to another machines as well. Okay, so which means as machine to machine area network, it comprises of machines as that's we call as an M2M nodes as well. So each and every machines we used to say that is a node. Okay, so which having the embedded hardware modules for the sensing as well as the actuations as well as the communications as well. Okay, so each and every machine uses it is having the embedded hardware modules for the sensing and also for the actuations and also for the communications. So we got to use different communications protocol and be used for machine to machine local area networks as well, or maybe we can use it for the wide area network. Okay. What are the different protocols maybe we can use for the IoT as well as the machine to machine? We have in the ZigBee protocols and the Bluetooth protocols and the Modbus protocols and the wireless MBus and the PLC, there's a power line communications and the internet protocol version 6 WPAN and the IEEE 802.15.4. So these are the various kind of protocols that can be used for the machine to machines as well. Okay. Then the communication network. Okay, so it will provides the connectivity to the remote machine to machine area network. So we have to be establish the remote connectivity. That's the ultimate aim of our machine to machine network. So we have to be send that we have to be transmit the data from the remote places. So we have to need to provide the connectivity to remote machine to machine area network. Then the communication network, it can be either wired or can be wireless as well. So when you are using the wired or maybe the wireless as well, but it should be based on the IP based one. That's the internet protocol IP address as well. Okay. So for here, for the machine to machine area network is used either proprietary or non-IP based communication protocols. Then the communication network use the IP-based networks as well. Okay, so for here, this figure shows that machine-to-machine gateway. Okay, so for example, there's sometimes the non-IP based networks as well. Okay, sometimes the non-IP based protocols are used in the machine-to-machine area network. So that machine-to-machine nodes within one network cannot communicate with the nodes in the external network because it is a non-IP based one. So if you want to enable the communications between the machine-to-machine area network, as is the machine-to-machine gateways are not to be used, we have to use the machine-to-machine gateway. For example, so this is the machine-to-machine area networks. We have to use the different kind of protocols like a Bluetooth, Zigbee, or 802.15, or maybe the Internet Protocol version 6, WPN. Maybe Modbus or maybe Z-Wave. Okay, so for here in that machine-to-machine node, we have to be connected to the gateway. Okay, or connected to the router. Okay, so how will be connected to the router? Through the gateway. Okay, so in that gateway, machine-to-machine gateway, we have in the some of the virtual nodes for the to nativate the protocol, as is the to translate the protocols. That will be protocol translations, and also having the proxy one. Okay, so this is what we call as an M2M gateway. So now what's the difference between the IoT and the machine-to-machine as well? Okay, how they differ from the IoT and the machine-to-machine. So the first thing is we can see the communication protocols. So the communication protocols that we machine-to-machine and IoT can differ in the how the communications between the machines or devices have been happen. So for example, this that M2M machine-to-machine maybe uses the either proprietary one or maybe the non-IP based communication protocols. Then the machine-to-machine versus the things in the IoT. So we all know about that things in the IoT means it refers to the physical objects that having the unique identifiers, and also it can sense the communicate with the external environments as well. So it may be user applications and also the internal physical states as well. Okay. So then the machine-to-machine systems, maybe in contrast to the IoT, it having the homogeneous machine types. It's the machine-to-machine area and network. Then the another thing is in terms of the hardware as the software. So the most machine-to-machine will be more on the hardware with the embedded models as whereas the IoT, so IoT applications is more on the software models as well. Then we have the data collection and the analysis as how we can be collect the data and how we can be analyze the data. Okay, so in that case, machine-to-machine data is collected in point solutions and often in the premise storages infrastructures. Okay, and also in contrast to the machine-to-machine, the data in the IoT is collected in the cloud because we are going to store the data in the we used to store the data in the cloud only. So the cloud may be having the public or maybe the private or maybe the hybrid clouds as well. Okay, and also in terms of the applications, how they differentiate between the machine-to-machine and the IoT. So in machine-to-machine, the data is collected in the point solution, and also it can be accessed for the some applications. What kind of the application it can be supporting? It can be supporting for the diagnosis application and the service management application, also the premise enterprise applications as well. Okay, so this is the things we are discussed now. So what is the IoT architectures? What are the different layers in the IoT architecture? So we have the 6 layers as us. Each and every layer what having the different functionalities as us. Okay, so it will be the device capabilities or maybe the network capabilities as, and what is the machine-to-machine architectures as or machine-to-machine network. How it will be differs from the machine-to-machine and the IoT. Okay, I hope you all understood the topics of what I taught today. I hope you all clear. If you are having any doubts with us, please contact me through the email. So my email address is natarkannan.cac@bharatinu.ac.in. Thank you so much, students, for watching the video. Thank you so much.